if you want to achieve something, don't give up. If plan A doesn't work, go for plan B. Plan B doesn't work, go for plan C, plan D, E, until you exhaust the whole alphabet. Continue working until you achieve your goal.
Hola, yo soy Nicole Posselt. Bienvenidos a Real Estate Interviews. El día de hoy estamos con una mujer excepcional, Su Excelencia Sania Ansari. It's a pleasure having you here, Sania.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like for you to tell us a bit about yourself, your trajectory, and what are you doing in life.
Well, I am the chairperson of Ansari Group Ltd. Ansari Group Ltd. is a boutique consulting company. Our mandate for Ansari Group is to facilitate funding for private sector and for governmental projects. So for private sector, we can raise money between $10 million up to $2 to $3 billion. And for the governmental projects, we have a few investors who would like to invest into infrastructure projects with different governments. So anything between $1 billion up to $10 to $15 billion, our investors are willing to invest, such as ports, airports, railways, solar plants, energy projects, and roads. And we also have an MOU with the UN Habitat to launch the SDG Cities initiative in 1,000 cities. So as you know that, so I think we'll talk in more details about SDG cities later on. So we work with the SDG cities with the UN Habitat. We also we do business development, business expansion. Our local partners in UAE is the private family office of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi from Ras Al Khaimah. And in collaboration with them, we do infrastructure projects and business development all over the world. We are also into the defense space. We are into the oil and gas trading. We are into the gold and diamond trading. We are into the commodity trading. And I'm also a humanitarian. I'm part of or ambassador of 8 NGOs globally, one of them being International Human Rights Commission, which has a diplomatic status in more than 20 countries. So that's what I do pretty much. I'm also a public speaker, I'm a humanitarian, I'm a business leader, I love traveling. We are engaged with more than 15 governments or countries at the moment, and I'm happy to be in Mexico.
Wow, that's amazing. So a bit of everything.
Bit of everything.
Great. So could you elaborate on what is a boutique consultancy firm?
So boutique consulting firm means we do not work with anyone or everyone. We are not a traditional consulting company. Clients come to us, but we choose our clients. Having said that, the Ansari Group is part of the United Nations Global Compact. Having said that, we have to report all of our business dealings and clients to the UN on an annual basis, and we want to make sure that no one is bypassing any of the 17 sustainable development goals, or no one is doing any funny business, or they're not in the gray areas. They are either black and white. So that's why we are very careful in choosing our clients. So it's a boutique consulting company, and our clients are very it's usually elite clients. We work with the royal families, we work with the billionaires, we work with the private family offices, we work with the governments, we work with the UN Habitat. So our clients are very unique and very niche. So we are involved in very unique projects.
Okay.
So that's why we call it a boutique consulting company, because we're not your traditional consulting company, and the products and services we offer, most companies don't offer that.
Okay, so just the best of the best.
Best of the best.
Now, regarding today's global economic panorama, what is it that investors are looking for around the world in order to expand and globalize their businesses?
Well, I won't speak on behalf of every investor, because as you know that each investor have a different appetite for investment and projects and different threshold when it comes to risk management. So I can tell you about how we work and how we see as how we deal with globalization. So, according to our roadmap or the vision or the mission, we would like to work with 10 different countries or 10 new countries each year. And we, at the moment, we work with a lot of governments, and whenever we go to a new country, we have a basket of products or projects that we offer to each government. Let's say we go to Nigeria or Mexico, we would offer them these projects. Like we're usually our top priority is to find in governmental or infrastructure projects. So that's our top priority. So we want to have infrastructure projects in different countries because we do represent a lot of investors. And then we also, since we have an MOU with the UN Habitat, we also represent UN in different countries. So that's one of the projects we offer to XYZ country. Then we are into defense space, so we also want to have defense projects in the country that we're dealing with. And then in terms of trading, we want to our main focus is oil and gas, gold and diamond, and commodities. So we offer all of these services and projects, and it's not just inbound into Nigeria, Mexico, or any country we go to, it's also outbound. We also help these companies or private sector from these countries to also come to UAE, and if they want to establish a business in UAE, we can also do that in collaboration with the private family office. So each country we go to, we have a set of projects and services that we offer to. So that's how we see globalization, and we want to work with 10 new governments each year. And I usually go to 1 to 2 new countries every month. So it's been quite exciting.
I can imagine. So you usually try to have like an integral view of when you're trying to invest or someone is trying to invest with you, right? Like you make sure you check everything before doing so.
So let's say before I came to Mexico, and the services we offer or the projects we have, we discuss this with our investors and partners and make sure that all of them are okay to work in Mexico. And then we go to the respective embassies in Abu Dhabi or wherever we are, and then through the embassies we arrange these meetings with the potential investors and potential potential business partners.
Okay.
So we make sure, we work as a bridge between the investors and partners and into the project owners or the governments.
Okay. And how do investors see Mexico?
I think Mexico is very promising, and as we had certain discussions with potential partners in Mexico, as they say, it's a Mexico moment, and I believe it is Mexico moment because it's my first time here, and I found a lot of promising opportunities, and it's quite exciting and interesting that that Mexico is investing into the new economic corridor, and we were introduced to the corridor by the Mexican embassy in Abu Dhabi. We visited them few months ago, and they introduced us to the economic corridor, and we were very interested in that, and that's why I'm here. We are exploring the few projects into the corridor. So I think Mexican market is very promising because we are looking at different avenues and different projects and different avenues of revenue generation, which is promising and promising for the Mexico and for investors as well.
Okay. So do you feel like your viewpoint of Mexico has changed before your visit and after it?
Well, to be honest, like before you visit any city or country, and there's always stereotypes, and then people have their opinions. And I'm a kind of a person who don't really believe in what people have to say because I want to have my own experience, and I want to, because the way I view things is different than how other people view things. I think I have that special eye for judging people, judging countries, judging projects and finding right projects and right opportunities. So the way I view things are different than other people. So I was told not to go to Mexico, it's not safe, but I came here and I was like, wow, this is such an amazing city, you know, like people usually go to Cancun and they don't come to Mexico City. So I'm here now on a business trip and I'm really happy to be here, and I'm glad that we made that decision to go to the Mexican embassy in Abu Dhabi to explore the potential synergies to collaborate. So my view have changed, and I think since I'm here and a lot of my followers now and business partners, I think their viewpoint will change as well, because my visit is then, I think, explore. This is like, how do you say? I think I'm exploring right now, and since I represent a lot of investors and partners in UAE, in the Middle East, and globally, so I think they're all depending on me and waiting for my feedback. And I think if I say it's positive, then they should be comfortable to do business in Mexico as well.
I understand. So, could you tell us, Your Excellency, as a senior consultancy advisor of Cornerstone Holdings, which manages infrastructure projects worldwide with a value of $710 billion, what is the main direction that these investments are taking?
So this company has, I think this group has 18 companies, and our main focus with them is like we can deal with or work with or represent all of their companies and projects they are doing at the moment. But our main focus with them is the defense business, defense and security, and also the infrastructure projects. So most of their assets are into infrastructure projects, and that's where we want to collaborate with them. That's why we wanted to join hands and work with them. So yeah, basically it's infrastructure projects.
Okay.
That's where my interest lies, and that's where when it comes to real estate and investment, that's where their interest lies as well. They are into, when we say infrastructure, it means they are into building bridges, building roads, highways, railways, ports, airports. So that's what we're focusing on at the moment.
Okay. Well, fortunately, Mexico is in real need of those two things.
Most definitely.
We know that you are contributing with several significant humanitarian efforts. Could you elaborate on the SDG Cities initiative in 1,000 cities by 2030 that you are helping to launch?
Okay, so as you know that people do not want to live in small towns anymore. The world is urbanizing now, and everyone wants to live a lavish lifestyle, and they want to move to big cities because there's more opportunities in the big cities now. And so, according to the UN, 2.5 billion people will be added into the urban populations of the cities, or they will be moving to the cities, and cities don't have capacity to accommodate them. So what UN is doing, UN wants to, so according to UN, the governments have to spend $4 trillion per year to accommodate these people. So what UN is doing, UN is collaborating with these governments to make sure there's no economic, social, or environmental gaps left in the new development. We leave no one behind, and also to make sure that the 17 sustainable development goals are also being implemented in the SDG, in the new development. We have Ansari Group has an MOU with the UN Habitat to launch this in 1,000 cities in 192 countries and to impact 1 billion lives. So this project is between 2020 and 2030, and I think we are in more than 25 countries at the moment. So what we are doing, we are launching this initiative with different governments and different cities, and as I mentioned, this is one of our projects that we offer to different governments every time we go to a new country. And we also facilitate funding for these projects, and we also introduce projects into the pipeline of the city investment facility, which is part of the SDG cities.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that will have a great impact in people's lives.
For sure. That's the plan.
Speaking of humanitarianism, You have received important acknowledgments. What is the most gratifying work that you have accomplished, and what are you currently working on?
I am the ambassador for 8 NGOs globally. Most of these NGOs, they focus on the education, women empowerment, women development, refugees, human rights, education, and kids. And so one of the most important NGO that I'm ambassador of is the International Human Rights Commission, which has a diplomatic status in more than 20 countries. Then my other favorite one is the Wonder Women Association of Pakistan, and I promote them wherever I go. And they're working heavily for the women development and women empowerment, and I try to be there for them as much as I can. And I usually promote the Wonder Women Association of Pakistan through the first ladies, or if there's female presidents, we usually promote them, and we want to replicate the same idea into their countries as well. And then the other one, it's not an NGO, but it's for women, by women. It's called the Women's Collection. So it's a literacy, financial literacy for women. So we educate women to make sure that they can manage their finances, and they can make the educated and right decisions when it comes to financial planning and investment. And I think it's much needed, because nowadays most women have no idea about investment, they have no idea about financial planning. Speaking of financial planning, I'm a shopaholic, I spend a lot, and I think I personally need a financial planning, and well, jokes apart. So this is also one of my favorite organization or corporation, and I also promote this heavily into different countries as well, because I think it's much needed for women. So that's so I think the women empowerment and development work is something that excites me more, and I'm actively promoting them.
Perfect. Finally, what is a message that you would like to share with the women that are currently trying to do something significant of their lives?
If you want to achieve something, don't give up. If plan A doesn't work, go for plan B. Plan B doesn't work, go for plan C, plan D, E, until you exhaust the whole alphabet. Continue working until you achieve your goal. So good luck, ladies and everyone, and make sure to keep dreaming and keep working hard in life. And if you keep working hard and if you're persistent, you'll achieve your goals, and you'll be surprised where you reach one day. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. It's an honor having you here, Your Excellency.
You're most welcome.
And we hope to see you in Mexico back again soon.
Well, inshallah, I'm hoping to, that these projects and initiatives, they go well smoothly, so I can have excuse to come back to Mexico City again.
Well, whenever you want, this is your house.
Well, thank you so much.
Gracias por acompañarnos en otro capítulo de Real Estate Interviews. Nos vemos a la próxima.